what cost? Losing the trust of all of my friends in this game. I've never felt more alone now.
Vince, you're not alone. You still have me. No, I'm joking. But listen, Vince, bro, you had Morgan, you had Keanu, you had a lot of people in this game, Vince. And for some reason, you just didn't get their votes. At least you got Morgan's vote. You couldn't get Lauren's vote. You couldn't even get Lauren's vote. Come on, Vince. How could you not even get Lauren's vote, bro? She basically worshipped the ground that you walked on. But listen, this is how it all happened. This is the downfall of Vince, bro. We're gonna break it down. And it doesn't even start in the final two chairs when he gets brought by Ashley. It starts way before that. It starts when he just couldn't lock in that competition against Ashley in the two part of the HOH. He just couldn't lock in, and he didn't read the instructions, and he unfortunately just couldn't get the job done. He was just stuck, and you just saw him. He just kept on buzzing in, and he's like, "Why can't I figure it out?" And I just kept on asking myself, Where's your envelope? Ashley reread the instructions. How come you didn't do that?" And that's when I thought his downfall started. And and really, we could even trace it back even before that, when he couldn't get rid of Keanu, and he had to get Morgan's permission to make that move. And it was just all bad. Like, Vince couldn't make that move to get out Keanu. He finally did eventually. He finally did it, but he just couldn't do it because he couldn't backstab Keanu, right? Because he made all those final twos. And even with Lauren as well, it was Morgan that had to convince Vince again to get rid of Lauren. So we could even trace it back all the way to that as well. Like, Vince finally made those moves, but like, he didn't make those moves with confidence. He didn't make those moves with any like finesse, with any like swag. It was just the Vince, emotional way of him having to need his number one Morgan to make those moves for him, right? And basically all of those moves that Vince made got out his allies. Those were Morgan's moves. And that's what started the downfall of Vince. But guys, it wasn't over for Vince. It's not over for Vince just yet. If he could just make it to the final two, and he did. He actually did it. He made it to the final two, but he was brought there. And I thought he could have had a better chance if he won it. But obviously, he couldn't have, because he lost to Ashley in part two. But he somehow made it to final two. So I thought, man, maybe if Vince is able to own his moves, he could win this. And when they were asking him those questions, I don't know if he was nervous or what, but he wasn't owning those moves. He was still trying to apologize to Keanu, to Lauren, to everybody he got out through his HOH. And instead of just owning those moves, being like, "I got you out. It is what it is. It's a game. I hope you can get over it. But, understand it was a move that I had to make." And he just didn't do that. And it just sucks to like watch, as somebody who picked Vince to win from day one. First episode, I saw him win the HOH. I'm like, that's the person I think is going to win the game. If you guys didn't know that, I literally picked Vince to be my winner pick for the season. But it didn't end up like that. But how I feel about Ashley winning, I thought Ashley did a phenomenal job of stealing that win from Vince, because I thought it was Vince's game to lose, honestly. He had the potential to be the winner if he just owned up to his moves, and he didn't. Well, mind you, he did try to do it when they stopped questioning him and it was time to give you their final speeches. He tried to do it, and I will say his speech was better, but it just wasn't enough, because at that point, Ashley smoked him. Like, you could have given Vince Taylor's speech and it wouldn't have been enough. Ashley already smoked him during the first question. After the first question, it was already over, bro. Like, you had Will saying, "I'm gonna vote for my girl." You had people basically going against the rules of the game just to let everybody know that they were gonna vote for Ashley. So it was just all bad for Vince. The downfall of Vince was real. I thought if he could have just gotten to those final two chairs and just been like, "I did X, Y, and Z, and this is why I did it," like, he could have won. But it was just too little too late. And he tried to do it in his speech, but it was just too little too late. But I will say it was an okay speech, but it's just too little too late, Vince. And Ashley stole that from you. I don't want to take anything away from Ashley. I know there's a lot of people that believe Ashley deserved to win. And I do think she deserved to win because of what Vince was not able to do. But if Vince was able to do everything I just said, I don't think Ashley deserved to win, guys. Despite her amazing speech, despite her winning the final 3 HOH and the final 2 HOH in part 2 HOH. Despite all of that, I think Vince was the one in control of the season. And you got to vote for that person who was dominant the whole time. Like there was only one time when Vince was like scared of going home, and that was because he pissed off Rachel, but he was able to make Rachel his ally through the Judges Alliance. And even when he was trying to explain that, Ashley stole that from him as well. She stole that whole spiel of forming the Judges Alliance to insulate herself well in the game. That was Vince's point too. And Vince, I feel like that applied to Vince way more than Ashley, because Vince was actually winning HOHs and putting people away and getting them out. But Vince just wasn't able to do that. And like Vince also could have made Ashley look like she was a floater, but he didn't do none of that at all. Like it was like in Survivor, when I watch Survivor, I look at and see the people, and usually the people that win the game are the ones that are able to defend their points and also attack the other person and make their game not look as strong. And Vince wasn't even able to do that. Ashley did that too. Ashley was able to make Vince's game not look as strong by stealing his talking points. Like she stole the judges' talking points from him. And Vince, when Vince tried to mention that, it just didn't hit as hard because Ashley already took that from you, bro. So, man, the downfall of Vince was real, man. I'm here to talk about it. Guys, who do you think should have won the season? Obviously, we can all say Morgan should have won because Morgan just won. Like, she went on a streak of winning a bunch of vetoes, and she was the one in Vince's corner the most, making him make those sloppy decisions. She wasn't able to pull it out, man. She choked at the final HOH, and even I was getting more questions right than her because I like to sometimes compete and see if I can guess correctly. And I was getting more questions right. I think I finished with like 3 points. Ashley had 4, so I would have lost Ashley too. But at least I would have beaten Morgan. So Morgan, you took this L, hold this L though. But anyway, guys, this has been a TV and movie reactions. Thank you for watching the season with me. This is one of my favorite seasons, and it's gonna suck not having Big Brother to watch right now. But join me watching Survivor, because we're gonna be watching that every week. So join me there. Subscribe to the channel. This has been the downfall of Vince. All right, guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next reaction. Bless up, peace.
Why you gotta go and let me down like that? Down like that. Oh, why you
Doomsday, this gon' be your doomsday. You ain't doing nothing today, so cancel all your plans, cause this will be your doomsday.